Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. One of my personal favorites is Stephen King's It, which they're making into a movie. Again.
Coming to you live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
Good, drugs are bad.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
We kind
What?
We kind of diss Scotty there, you know?
Yeah, what the fuck?
What do you mean?
You know, because it's Ben and TJ, but Scotty's in.
It's been that way forever.
At least 70% of the shows.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm about to file a lawsuit against you guys.
Yeah.
For how much?
$5 million.
Well, the show
All the
easily,
pain I feel.
The show easily makes that every 20 minutes or so.
Right.
As everyone knows, we're now multimillionaires off the show. You know, just living in lavish
Living
lifestyle.
it, yeah. You know, actually, there was some speculation that we got our new computer for free. Actually, they just gave it to us.
Yeah, Alienware is just like, here, have an expensive computer because you guys are a show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can assure everyone that is not the case.
Right. And by the way, to the people that don't like Alienware, that's fine. If you don't like it, just shut the fuck up. We don't care.
It's like every time, like when I got my Xbox One, everyone's like,
Sitting at
PS4! PS4!
Console sucks! Get a PC!
Yeah.
Get a PC, but don't get a Alienware PC.
No, not Alienware. Custom
No.
build only, bro.
Yeah.
What kind of liquid cooling system is that? Lame.
So tonight we are doing a Drunken Peasants audibletrial.com drive.
Yeah.
Drum roll, and you basically
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
do a drum roll, TJ.
That is the drum roll.
that was terrible.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Never mind, you ruined it.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Stop.
Ben will appear on camera if we hit the goal of 20.
I will get on camera if we get within the next. How long do you want to set the goal for?
Till the end of the show.
Till the end of the show, so like 2.5 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so by then, how many do we want to have? 30.
Whatever you want to say. I mean,
It's you, Ben.
It's you, Ben.
It's on
30.
you.
We need 30 Audible trials between now and the end of the show.
If you want to see Ben on camera.
And then I will get on camera.
Ben will get on camera for your sexual pleasure.
Yes.
And TJ's.
He will rub tangerines on his nipples. It will be a beautiful sight that everyone will remember.
TJ, do you remember that guy?
No, I'm not done with this yet.
No, TJ.
No, people like grandparents 100 years from now be like, I was there the day Ben got on camera and rubbed the tangerines on.
No,
the
this is
nipples."
better still.
Holy shit.
That was a horrible aside, TJ.
No, it wasn't. It was
No.
a masterpiece.
TJ one time told me he met someone online because TJ's a weird motherfucker,
No.
and the guy had a fantasy of being with balloons,
Yeah.
and he did horrible MS Paint jobs.
I didn't actually meet this guy. This was like
Okay,
on
you
an
didn't
old. There was like an old porn forum that I was on, where people would post like whatever their fetishistic shit was, and this guy would do. He would not with Photoshop, but with like MS Paint, clumsily put pictures of balloons in next to like Disney princesses and stuff that he was attracted to, and he's like, "Yeah, here's Belle next to a balloon." Oh, yeah.
I knew a girl who made money making videos of herself popping balloons with her fingernails. Some guy paid her to do that shit. So, yeah.
Wow, pop that one. That's
Yep.
a bad balloon. Bad balloon.
Naughty balloon. It's a naughty balloon.
You're bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get popped now.
So anyway, just to clarify one more time, audibletrial.com/drunken peasants.
Why don't you put the little thingamajig up there, Ben?
Yeah.
Help him out. There we
There you go.
Audibletrial.com.
/drunken peasants. Go there. We need 30 by the end of the show.
If we get if 30 people sign up for a trial to Audible before the end of the show, or any time during the part of the show, like if we get 30 at any point, Ben will appear on camera at last.
We'll check it during the breaks to check on the progress.
Oh yeah.
So
if you want to see Ben on camera. Did we mention Ben on camera?
On camera.
All of your wildest dreams are coming true.
Many of you have been
today.
clamoring for this. Many people.
Clamoring.
Truly clamoring. Like, there's, people who are literally, obsessed with this, like they'll watch the videos.
It's weird.
What's that?
It's weird because Ben obviously doesn't want to show his face.
Yeah.
But people will always write me, be like, can you send me a picture of Ben?
It's like, no.
It's like, no. I'm not just going to, arbitrarily... fuck Ben's trust. I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Some random person I've never met has asked me to expose him, therefore I will. Mwahaha.
And actually, on several occasions, he has done that.
Yeah, I've sent out
I'm
several
sorry,
pictures
man,
of Ben's, but No, I always give him a picture of Uncle Ben from the Uncle Ben's Rice, or I guess Uncle Ben from Spider-Man too. Ben 10. There's lots of famous people and characters named Ben. So Ben Kingsley, Ben Affleck. So on and so forth. What?
I don't even know where to go.
I'm always sending them those pictures, but that's fine.
What about the first story?
Yeah, that's a good place to go, Ben.
Okay.
How about the first story?
Well, before we got into that, I wanted to bring up one more thing.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. We'll cover that later.
Nah.
All right. So the first story. All right.
Feuerstein here. Look, I'm just mad at hell, but I'm mad as hell, and I'll tell you why. A Florida school district has just voted to allow a satanic temple to pass out dumb.
They jizz voted.
He does. He does have a strange way of speaking.
They have jizz Feuerstein here.
Yeah.
He almost sounds like he should be a wrestling manager.
Yeah.
At least he has a fallback career.
Yeah, if this whole Jesus freak thing doesn't work out for him.
Hey, it worked out for Jesus Freak.
That's true. Well, no, it didn't.
I know.
Jesus Freak is obscure as fuck at this point.
I know.
I remember back in the day when Jesus Freak and I were on even footing, and
Yeah,
I watched
that-
his video. What would people do if they found out I'm a Jesus Freak? And then he'd get on. Remember that one where he digged into his fucking finger with a drill bit? He's like, yeah, this symbolizes Jesus somehow. I don't know.
He was a weird dude.
He's still making videos, I think.
You got to be joking.
We should have him on sometime.
Yeah, get Jesus Freak on here.
He's captivating and exciting.
I remember the time when he was talking about we have this local chain around here. No, he didn't say chain. We had this local restaurant around here in Chicago. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Applebee's.
Yeah.
I'm like,
where? Huh?
have you never literally
Dude,
left Chicago?
people in other countries know about Applebee's simply because they know how bad it is by hearing about it from Americans.
And haven't you seen there's commercials for Applebee's that it's pretty clear it's a national chain, you know? You see that on TV all the time.
Anyway, back to this fuck.
No.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Demonic coloring books and playbooks to the children in their schools. Look,
Think
there
of
is
the
a war
children.
that's being waged for souls, and finally, our children are in the crossfire. You see, for a long time, under the passive banner of political correctness, we have given inch after inch after inch, and now finally, that inch has become...
But the reason that the satanic people were able to hand out the satanic coloring books and all that shit was because laws that Florida passed to allow Christians to do that sort of thing. The Satan, they're not. I don't even know if these are real Satanists. I think these are just people making a political statement about the way that the religious right keeps passing laws that enable religion to become uncomfortably entangled with government.
What is real Satanism anyway? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if these people are actual Satanists.
Yeah.
I think that most of them are actually just they're doing it as a satire, basically.
I think it's great they're doing it just to show, like, okay, if you want this Christian shit in schools, we're just going to put this other shit in schools.
Yeah, because they can't pass a law that says, well, we can do this religious stuff, but only Christian stuff, because that is, favoring one religion.
Which, of course, they claim they don't want.
Yeah, but it's cool because it opens the door for people to do stuff like this. But Josh Feuerstein is totally leaving that out. Like, he's just acting like somehow the Satanists have done this. But in fact, it was people who think more like him that did this, that enabled this to happen. So, fuck him.
Come a mile, and now Satanists are being allowed to hand our children lollipops filled with razor blades. And my question is, do we care? Do we care to do something about it? You see, it is that we are one nation under God. Whether you like it or not, it's printed on our money, it's sung in our anthems, and written into our laws. And I realize that for a long time, there's people that have wanted God out of our schools. But now it's become quite obvious that they want God out so that Satan could walk in. And you know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of pansy, passive, limp-wristed Christians who believe that we should just turn the other cheek. Well, maybe you haven't read the part of the Bible where Jesus...
Hold on. Maybe you haven't read the part of the Bible where Jesus says exactly to do that. It's like, I'm tired of these Christians that want to turn the other cheek. That's in the Bible.
So they shouldn't listen to their Bible, is what he's saying.
You shouldn't listen to Jesus.
Listen to this fat fuck.
He kind of looks like a fat Jesus, though. He's got a beard. He's got the Jesus beard.
I just
sort
see
of.
fat Fred Durst. I think it's the hat.
Yes.
Jesus flips over tables and whips people. And now under the banner of political correctness, well, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not politically correct. I'm just correct.
Well, let's
you
say,
see, because
hold
we
on.
live in a day and an age.
He's not politically correct. He's just correct.
Yeah, he stole that from Ralphie May. But anyway, the funny thing about that is that Jesus, when he went and tore open and started flipping tables and whipping people, that was because people were trying to turn religion into a for-profit game, which is exactly his modus operandi. So apparently he needs to study his scripture a little more closely.
Age in which a kid wears a Jesus t-shirt and he gets suspended. If kids want to pray in schools, they get kicked out.
No, they don't.
Read their Bible.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that is such bullshit.
What a load of
I
fucking
love these
shit.
fucking Christians that create this alternate reality where prayer has been banned from schools. Like, it hasn't.
They all feel persecuted. They have a persecution complex.
The only thing that's been banned is teacher-led prayer or school-led prayer. And a lot of schools still just violate that. They find ways around it. Like, we're not going to pray, but we're going to have a moment of silent reflection. And in that time, you can choose to pray. But I mean, like, you're still allowed to pray in school. You're still like, they even have, most public schools have Bible study clubs and shit like that. And yet these Christians are still able to convince a huge swath of their base that, prayer has been banned in schools, and, if a child brings a Bible to a school, they're likely to be expelled.
That's nonsense.
And people just sit there and believe this
That's
shit.
not
Total
true at all.
nonsense.
And now we wonder why there's so many school shootings. Well, think about it. It's because we legislated God out of our schools, and now we're allowing Satanists to walk in the front door. You see, I don't think we would have to pass out as many Bibles in
I have a
prison.
question. If God could prevent the shootings in the schools, why didn't he prevent the molestations in the churches?
Oh, that's because Catholics aren't real Christians.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the G-Man thing.
They're not
Yeah.
real Christians anyway.
But it's more than just Catholics that are always molesting the kids.
Mostly Catholics, though. Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly
for
the
sure.
Catholics.
I'd say like in the 90th percentile.
Well, dude, Protestant like preachers and stuff can all just have wives or whatever. I mean, obviously, if they're in the closet, they could probably still get it because they could just do whatever. Whereas like Catholic priests, like you really don't have that opportunity.
Come here, little Billy. I'm going to show you Jesus' magic wand.
What was it? Jesus juice.
That was Michael Jackson's thing.
Some Jesus juice.
You need to take you some of the Jesus juice.
You're being ignorant. You're being ignorant, Blanket. You're being ignorant.
if we were allowed to pass them out in school. So here's my question. Do you care enough to do anything about it?
No.
Really?
No.
I think that it's about time for a few people to get a little bit of hard-nosed and to put their foot down and draw a line in the sand and say, we're not backing up any farther. How do you do that? Well, you do it by clicking share on this video and raising awareness. We're going to be putting out a petition
By
as well
enriching
as
me, you
publishing
fucking
the
do
names
this.
and numbers of people that you can call to get active. But let's share this video and get the word out. You know what? I'm tired of Christians that have been passive for far too long. It's time for us to get loud, and it's time for us to bring righteousness back to America and get Satanists out of our schools. So make sure to click share, like, and comment below. If
Yeah,
you're not
'cause,
a part of this movement
how do you think
yet,
we
click
feel
my
as
name at the top of
atheists?
the
The,
video.
When
and
Christianity
before-
and creationism is taught in schools, like,
The
you know, give me a break.
yeah, I mean, it's like
And it's not even being taught in schools. This is just a coloring book. It's not like they're teaching children like Satan rules, and even if they fucking are, so what? It's their fucking fault that this is the fucking case to begin with.
and he totally. I mean, I gave him some time to mention that. He did not mention that throughout the entire
Of course,
video.
this guy is not going to mention that.
And that's pretty much the end of his video right there.
Right. But the thing I love is like, us Christians in America need to start standing up. And I'm like, you guys pretty much already do that. You guys are one of the most forceful fucking groups in America that are always shoving shit down everyone's throat.
By the way, Galen sent us a message and said that, Scotty, that you're turning into Ed McMahon. I don't know what he means by that, but just thought I'd pass that along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Scotty.
Jesus, man. Show him the.
Hey, TJ. Evolution, bitch.
That's pretty awesome.
Evolution, bitch. I like it. I don't know why that guy looks like the Joker before he fell in the acid bath,
Yeah.
but he looks like he works at a movie theater as well.
So, do you want to get into this? Hey, do you want to have Galen on for the Lacey Green thing again, since we had him on for the last one?
Nah.
No? Okay.
Nah.
She is like, no,
No.
fuck you. Fuck you, Galen.
Fuck Galen.
All right.
Fuck him in the ass. Oh, God.
Hey everyone. I really did not plan to make a video today or any time while I was on tour. In light of the recent chain of events, I've decided that
She's on tour.
Hold on. I'm
On
already.
tour.
This is already pissing me off.
She's on tour.
Because she's like, in light of recent events. Like, oh, Jesus. Come on.
She has a really whiny voice in general, so.
She cried when you and her had that falling
Yeah,
out.
because I called that stupid bitch a stick with tits. And she was like, how dare you say that about a young girl? It's like, okay, well, this is a young girl that literally is a piece of shit that, like, practically, like, suggests that we should kill homosexuals. And I'm not, when I call her a stick with tits, I'm not, like, demeaning her femininity. What I'm demeaning is the fact that she's, like, a brainless, vapid piece of shit. Like,
Right.
she's a stick because she has, that's all there is to her. But Lacey Green's like, that's sexist. Because if you say
context,
anything
yeah.
mean about a girl, it's sexist.
The context and the connotation you were going for are irrelevant. It's just, I'm offended. That's all.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah, I mean, that's the argument. I'm offended.
I'm offended, therefore I am correct.
Therefore, you know, do whatever I say. You know, it's basically, I'm trying to have power over you in what you do and what you say. By merely using those words like, I'm offended or I don't like this. And you're making me uncomfortable. And now you have to do what I say. Otherwise, you're going to be, this label will be applied to you. Then whole society has to go, oh, you're bad now.
Oh, you're a bad boy.
That label's been applied to you.
Bad.
You're naughty.
You're naughty. You're bad.
needs to go up now. For those of you following me on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, you probably already know
Though,
about this whole
who knows why you'd be
situation with
doing
Sam
that.
Pepper. For those of you who don't, here's a basic rundown. Sam Pepper is a very popular YouTuber. He has a huge channel, and most of his videos are fine, but several of them involve violating, harassing, and assaulting women on the streets. His most recent fake hand ass pinch garnered the most negative attention because he was grabbing women's bottoms without their permission.
Do you know where the Apple shop is? I was looking for it.
I think it's down that.
Oh, I mean, I'm offended.
I don't like that. In the past, he's physically restrained women with rope, lassos, almost got himself beat up over it, handcuffed himself to girls and told them he won't let them go until they make out with him.
You like unattach us?
Yeah. For a kiss. Just need to put this.
He looks like he fucking belongs in like a 90s like Color Me Bad or something like that, like one of those shitty like 90s like boy bands or something with his stupid hair.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. His hair is completely terrible.
Like New Kids on the Block shit or something like that.
But can he dance? That's the question.
You can kind of see like a Scotty dog in there at the top if you look closely. Yeah, it's there.
No, can you get away from me?
And he's forced his mouth on uncomfortable-looking beachgoers who are clearly confused about what the hell is going on.
Yeah. We are looking for the best kisser on Venice Beach.
Ah. I'll judge you how you are.
You can kiss.
No.
Ah! Oh, come on.
The girls in the clips that we actually see, who knows what's going on in the ones that were cut out, you can tell they're really uncomfortable. They go through with it and kind of try to shrug it off. These videos have tons of support and tens of millions of views, and I think that for myself and many other YouTubers, we've decided that this can't go on anymore. We need to say something.
This can't
Not
go
only is it
on.
violating the people in these videos.
So how do you feel about the nature of the videos in general that she's criticizing?
I mean, I think they're stupid. I think that he's probably crossing a line, but, you know, like, honestly, their reaction to it and their, like, let's totally vilify this guy. Instead of, like, trying to come at him with any sort of conversation, it's all about condemnation. Instead of trying to talk about why this might be inappropriate or try to get him to, you know, like the first reaction to it is just like, we're going to condemn this, and, you know, he's not allowed to come to VidCon, and he's a bad person, and this is the worst sort of sexual harassment imaginable. And, you know, like, it's kind of weird because I think we have this strange standard about pranks that, like, I see all these prank videos on YouTube. I've seen tons of shit that I think probably crosses some lines that no one really takes issue with, like... recently I was watching that really popular one about the guy who dressed his dog up like a giant spider, and there were these girls who were waiting for an elevator, and I noticed that right next to the elevator there was these cement steps leading down, you know, for the people who wanted to take the stairs or whatever. And I'm like, well, what if these girls, the door opens and they freak out? And of course they did freak out. But what if one of them, instead of trying to run back out the door since it opens inwards, what if one of them tried to go down those stairs and tripped and fell and fucking hurt themselves? I've seen several instances where people, like, have gotten pretty near to getting hurt in these fucking attempts at pranks. And, you know, there's nobody regulating this shit. And, you know, like Tom Green, back in the 90s, he did a lot of questionable shit.
Tom Green did not put his face to...
Right. I'm not saying that this is appropriate. I'm just saying, like, there's not really a very clear standard, and to you know, basically to use total condemnation as the first corrective measure for something like this seems kind of just like... I think these people are just on a moral crusade, basically. I don't think that this has any basis in any sort of... And I think that it just, we're going to all feel good about ourselves by ganging up on the guy and making him the problem.
It's basically a one-strike policy. Like, you know, 3 strikes and you're out. It's basically, if you fuck up once, you know, in some politically incorrect way or questionable way, or, like, you know, people decide your YouTube channel is bad and offensive, I mean, that's it. You know, the whole YouTube community is basically turned against him. And, like, he can never really even get that reputation. Okay, well, I'll stop doing content like this. Like, that would be irrelevant almost at this point. I mean, pretty much, like, there's going to be people who support him are just going to be viewed as like, well, there's a bunch of teenage boys, and that's all it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I agree with you that what he did is objectionable, and there's a lot of arguments that you could make whether or not, like you said, like, what's the standard and what should the standard be. But, I mean, like, it certainly is, like, the case. So I think that is just like a one strike and you're out. I mean, do you see this guy ever really having any credibility on YouTube again?
I mean, I'm sure that he probably will. I'm sure he probably will not do anything else like this.
She mentioned that he makes a lot of videos and most of them are okay. So even she's okay with the majority of his content.
Right.
It seems to be this shit in general that she has a problem with.
Yeah, but I think she's about to go on to say how like this channel should just not be watched and viewed.
Yeah, we'll see.
Videos, but he's also sending the
What
message
the
out
Whoa! What happened?
I don't know.
millions of
Holy shit. I don't know.
She's become an alien.
She's become infested with the hive men.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Technical difficulties.
I don't. We didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Hey everyone.
She sounds.
Okay,
Looks like it's everything.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's all like that now.
Yeah. What the fuck happened?
I don't know. I guess I'll just... I wish I could juggle or something. Then I could distract everybody.
This is all TJ's fault.
TJ is evil.
But while you're bored, please go
Hey,
to
everyone.
tjsaliar.net.
I really
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work.
TJisaliar.net.
We're going to go off the air for a moment. We'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.